And away we go. And a good afternoon, everybody. Daily Ticket with you here on a Wednesday. One more sleep, one more night until we unveil a banner. Yes, Nick Sirianni, we are unveiling a banner tomorrow night at Lincoln Financial Field. You should be very proud of that. But that was last year. On to the next. Of course, Cowboys and Birds open up the season. Phillies back in action. And dare I say, the most important series all season long happening right now in Milwaukee. We'll talk a lot about that. We got a lot to get to. As always, jam-packed show, and joining us right from the jump, it's time to shine, Mark Henry Jr. It is football season. Yeah, baby. NFL about to kick off tomorrow. College football front and center for us. The Phillies are fighting for another Red October deep postseason run. It doesn't get any better than this, my friend. How you doing? Mark Henry Jr. joining us from the start here.
We made it. Yeah, I mean, we made it. You make it through the doldrums of, July, or I guess the period after NBA free agency. Once that dies out, until fantasy drafts really start picking up, those last 3 weeks of July, that first week of August, that we do that to get to here. We study all summer to get to this week.
Why we lift those weights, baby. Exactly. That's why we lift those weights in the off season to get it going. Little delayed. Speaking of getting it going, want to just say this. First time I did tweet the picture, text the group the picture. It was a very happy purchase on Sunday, but I bought a brand new computer. First time since 2018. Yeah. You think it's as easy as transfer this file. You got this computer going. No. And so I'm dealing with some things that need some help from time to time. So a little delayed start, but that's all right. We are ready to roll. And as you pointed out, it was a fun summer. I enjoyed myself. I had a lot. I know you did a ton as well. I saw you always out there. And of course, you hosted a show every Saturday morning right here on the Gambler 11 to 1 Tough Cover radio show. So it was a great summer. But man, I just feel like September could very well be in the running for the best month of the year. I don't know where you're at on that conversation, but if it hit me a little bit 2 days ago when September 1st hit, and I'm like, is September the best month in the sports calendar, just in the calendar in general?
I would say October. I think it has to be October. That might be
over September. Why?
Well, you still have the football angle. You could argue, you're in conference play, you're in the nitty gritty, a little bit more of who to really follow throughout the season, who's going to be kind of the story of the season in college as well. And in the NFL, I don't think there's any real difference to me between September NFL or October NFL. It's all football. It's all good stuff. And then you get a little NBA in there, the last part of that month. You get a little college. I guess not really. College starts in November, but and then you get the playoffs. You get the World Series or most of it. You get the whole MLB playoffs. Give me October, and then I think it's probably between September and March. I do think March, it's carried by March Madness, but at least you have baseball picking back up. You have opening day, which is in March, which should be in April, but that's a whole other conversation. You have basketball, you have the NBA going at that point. If you're a hockey fan, you have the NHL going at that point. Which is another point for October as well that the NHL is playing. So give me October, March. I think September checks in third for me.
Interesting. To me, the weather in September could possibly be the best weather all year long. I was a beach guy for the last 5 years of my life, if not more. Obviously, my daughter is 5, so I've been a beach guy in September. Love that week, miss it. Now my daughter's in kindergarten, so those beach vacations are a memory. Very, very distant at this point in time. All right, enough of that. Let's get to it, baby.
The Daily Ticket opening drive. No warm-ups, no stretching, just straight into the action.
Yes, indeed. Mark Henry Jr. with us for the first hour here on the Daily Ticket. Folks, the wait is over. The NFL is back. And we don't tiptoe into the season. No. We kick the door in as defending Super Bowl champions. Hosting our biggest rival, the Dallas Cowboys, under the lights at Lincoln Financial Field where the unveiling of the banner is going down. Hurts, Saquon Barkley, shout out to Saquon's agent. Just getting deal after deal after deal after deal done. I believe Saquon's agent actually struck the deal with SEPTA to get that back on the tracks for after the game on Sunday. The birds we know are loaded and looking, and I love when we're talking about the word dynasty, Mark Henry Jr. But here come the Dallas Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer, we don't know much about him. Dak Prescott, pretty decent quarterback. CeeDee Lamb, a great wide receiver. And now George Pickens on the other side. I think they are desperate to spoil the party at this point in time, Mark. But the big question is this, and this is where we get the party started. Micah Parsons not on the defensive side of the field for the Dallas Cowboys. All this guy did in a Cowboys uniform, Mark, was tear it up. 12-plus sacks in every single season. You want to talk about getting after the quarterback? Nobody potentially was better than Micah Parsons in that category. Run stopping, all right. The guy didn't do everything out there. Kill him. I'll take 12-plus sacks from a draft pick for 4 straight seasons every single time you offer that to me. But putting that to the side, I'm trying to make this game a little bit more difficult potentially than what it really will be, or am I talking myself into a wall there? Where are you at right now? Because this number continues to climb. I saw a book last night get to 9. I'm kicking myself in the ass, not taking the 7 there. We're at 8.5 on DraftKings Sportsbook. 47.5 is our total here. Kicking off at 8:20 Thursday night football. Let's go. Micah Parsons not on the defensive side of the field for the Cowboys. What does that do in your mind?
Yeah, it makes it easier to score. Absolutely. No doubt about it, that the defense takes a hit. I thought that this Dallas team was going to win 6 games with Micah Parsons. I was out on the Cowboys. I was out on the offense, the defense, whatever you want to throw at me. I was lower than consensus on Dallas. And people don't like to hear this. I think they made the right decision trading Micah Parsons. Now, we can get into a separate conversation. If in a vacuum,
I'll write that one down. We'll bring that one back up. I promise.
I'll do it right now. In a vacuum, I think trading Micah Parsons is the right decision where the Cowboys are as a franchise. If you can get multiple first-round picks for a non-quarterback when you are nowhere close to competing for a championship, and in my opinion, Dallas is nowhere close to competing with it for a championship. So I think they made the right decision. Go out and get all of those picks and take the chance. Now, here's the problem. They prioritized getting a 30-year-old defensive tackle as one of the 3 assets that they got back, which makes absolutely no sense, flies in the face of what I just said in terms of this guy you can get multiple assets for, get the picks, get all the picks you can. Kenny Clark's probably worth a 2nd-round pick, so I'd probably say they should have just got next year's 2nd from Green Bay instead of Kenny Clark, because what does Kenny Clark do when I don't really care about competing this year? Also, this trade should not have been done with the Green Bay Packers, who have picked in the bottom 10 of the NFL draft in 5 of the last 6 years. They have one of the highest kind of floors as an NFL franchise. Very rarely do the Green Bay Packers struggle and have a bad season. It is extremely rare over the last not just 5 to 6 years, but over the last 20 to 25 years. The Packers very rarely bottom out and give you a great blockbuster top 5 to top 10 pick. So great process, I think, in terms of coming to the decision to trade Micah Parsons. Terrible results in terms of getting 2 first-round picks, and that's it. I'm not even counting the defensive tackle as anything. And then doing it with a team that I think if I was ranking teams to not trade for first-round picks from, I think Green Bay would be in the top 5. So they should have done this trade with a New England, maybe a Seattle. I'm trying to think of a team that maybe on the fringe, that's maybe Chicago, one of those teams that maybe has some downside if things go wrong, things that you could get a top pick. That's not happening with Green Bay. So back to the game, it's going to be a beatdown. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a massacre, in my opinion. Give me like 35-14. maybe I would have said like 28-31.
I love it, baby. Love it.
I think it's just going to be an Eagles celebratory night, then for the national media. Oh, look at these guys. Look at Howie. And look, how good is this team? And Jalen doesn't even have to do anything. The roster's so good around. I think it's just going to be an Eagles love fest all night long. Maybe I'm setting myself up for disappointment, but I think it's going to be I think we're going to be up big and up early.
I just don't see them having the ability to slow this run game down. And that's the bread and butter. Of course, Landon Dickerson back out there. This offensive line is ready to eat, ready to defend the title. We know what the storyline has been in camp. Like, that team is gone. It's now on to this year. I love the mindset. Jalen Hurts leading the charge. Saquon Barkley still better than ever. Of course, the weapons on the offense. We heard all offseason long when the conversation turned to Jalen Hurts about how great this team was. I never denied that. Yeah, this team is awesome. The big question mark that I have as far as defense is concerned, and maybe let's dive into that with this, because we're at 8.5 point spread. You know darn well that the Cowboys are going to have to throw the football. They don't have a run game, and their weapons are out there, and they believe in Dak, and they gave him the money. Schottenheimer, I don't know his style. We're about to find out if he has one. But I do assume that this Cowboy offense is going to want to air it out.
For what it's worth, Schottenheimer's style has been bottom half of the league offenses for his entire career, wherever he goes. That's his style.
We like that. I just think you are setting yourself up for failure. Again, they have to do what they have to do. They got to play 4 quarters. They got to find a way to end the end zone. But I just look at Quinyon. I look at the secondary. That's a strength for this Eagles team. And I think you're dancing with the devil if you believe that you're going to go in there on Thursday night throwing the football. And, oh, by the way, it's week 1. Offenses are rusty. So if you can't run the football, I just think your backs are against the wall. And like I said, I'm not trying to make this game easier than what it could possibly be, but I subscribe to your theory more than anything. I think this is going to be an absolute beatdown, and I'm comfortable giving 8.5. If you get me to double digits, I got to pump the brakes a little bit just from the standpoint of it's an NFL game and anything can happen. But where we're at right now, 8.5 on DraftKings, I have to give that number, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't give 7 earlier. So as far as offensively for the Cowboys going against the Eagles secondary, you got to give the advantage. As good as the Cowboys receivers are, I give the advantage to the Eagles secondary with Quinyon.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to, it's all about, 1 weak link breaks a chain. Like, is that cornerback 2 spot going to be a problem, whether it's against Lamb, whether it's against Pickens? I guess what I would say, so I have my own way I'm betting this game, and we'll get into that. I think you kind of know where I'm going with that.
Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown.
With something, yeah, it parlayed with the Eagles money line, which comes to plus 100 on DraftKings, which is a shame because just like you're kicking yourself for not grabbing 7, I'm kicking myself for not grabbing minus 105 last week on Jalen touchdown, up to minus 150 now. So I've now had to kind of go get those odds by parlaying an Eagles money line with it, which I don't mind. The Eagles money line's like minus 400. You should feel good about that getting over. So that's how I'm betting it, not betting the spread. If I was going to bet the spread, this is a funny thing to say. If I was going to bet the spread, I would not bet the spread, and I would bet the team total. If I'm confident in anything with the Eagles, it's that they are going to put up points in this game. If you want to say this game's closer than you think, Mark, you're underestimating the Cowboys, and here's why. That why will be Pickens and Lamb just having a big day. We haven't seen Lamb with a wide receiver as talented as Pickens across from him in a very long time. My counter argument to that would be when Lamb last had a really good receiver on the other side of him, Amari Cooper, they had an elite offensive line. They had a better play caller in Kellen Moore, and they had a much better running back room than 32nd of 32. If we're just ranking running back rooms in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys have the least talented running back room in the NFL, and it's not particularly close, in my opinion. So I think that's the thing that I keep. Anytime in my head, I'm like, am I not giving Dallas enough credit? Are they going to score with us and maybe keep it a little closer than I think? The thing that gives me the confidence of saying no is that they have no running game, and I don't know where it's coming from. And yeah, could they have some big passing numbers in this game? Sure. But I think for the most part, we're going to know that they're passing pretty much every play.
currently right now is at 28.5 for the Philadelphia Eagles here on DraftKings. Team total for the Dallas Cowboys at 19.5 for, as I said, the Cowboys here on DraftKings Sportsbook. So yeah, I'm looking at the Birds getting a 30 plus as well. I think that is a slam dunk play. You have to have that. You have to believe, especially if they're going to cover a number like 9 points, that they're going to get the 30, and that makes sense. So I like that assessment. I like that angle. If you're going to bet the game, maybe stay away from the spread. Cheer on points from the Birds' perspective. Maybe this gets a little lopsided. Hopefully, Will Shipley breaks one in the third or fourth quarter, and that puts you over the total. So that is intriguing there. We got Mark Henry Jr., deep dive on all things Birds and boys. Get involved in the conversation at Fox PHL Gambler, at Fox PHL Gambler, and of course, streaming on all things socials, X, YouTube, Facebook. We're all over it for you this football season. All right. If you would not mind, talk to me about the pass rush from the Birds. Where are we at right now? Who's getting after the quarterback? Maybe game one, but this season, who relatively is going to, create some ruckus in that backfield for the opposing quarterback week in, week out, first couple weeks? Where are you at with that answer?
There, obviously, we all know who the best player on the Eagles defense is, and it's the guy I have the jersey of, maybe better football player than person, but Jalen Carter. I'll say, I mean, he is the best pass rushing defensive tackle in football, maybe right now. So I think you have to say him. But you take a look at a guy who I think is going to have a huge breakout, and it's Nolan Smith. Real quick. You sent that video today, right? Or was it Sam that sent the video in the group chat?
Who's I think Sam has muted that text group, but he'll jab every once in a while if he sees something he likes.
That's funny. I didn't know Sam had it muted. I could see Sam, a guy who Sam loves an argument. That surprises me.
He doesn't check in on that group. I didn't know, and then I saw it out of nowhere today, so I was wondering if he did have us muted or not. Who knows?
I think he chimes in every once in a while. But the guy, that was
the NBA story got his juices going today. That's what happened with Kawhi.
He's an NBA hole. That's Sam and Sean. That's exactly what they are. But down
is
the
that a Bill Simmons thing? I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's a cousin Sal
NBA hole.
Yeah,
that is good. Yeah, the dogs like that one. The dogs like that one. NBA hole.
Like that one. The dog walking outside and the dog saw not good stuff. But Nolan Smith didn't have a sack his first 4 weeks last year. He finished the regular season with 6.5 in his last 12 games. And then in the playoffs, he had 4 sacks in 4 games. That's 10.5 sacks over the last 16 games he's played. I think here's a hot take for you. And I don't know if you can find an over under on Nolan Smith's sack total out there. 15 plus. How about that, Sean Brace? 15 plus sacks for Nolan Smith. 10.5 in his last 16 games last year. It's probably like an 11-ish pace. I think he takes another step up. I think Nolan Smith, I don't want to say defensive player of the year sleeper because I just don't think it's so hard when you look at the Watts and the Garretts and the Parsons and those guys at the tippy top of the NFL defensive kind of pyramid. But I do think Nolan Smith announces his arrival this year as a true stud that the national media has to pay attention to at the edge rusher position. He no longer just is like a fun Eagles story and we love him and he's a tough guy and he's getting better and he's young. He arrives as a full-on top 10, maybe a Pro Bowler, maybe even sniffing all-pro as an edge rusher. I really think this is the arrival of Nolan Smith this season.
There's got to be a place where we can get that. I know they have tons of player specials for everyone to choose from. With all love and respect to Nolan Smith, he isn't exactly one of the first guys you think of when it comes to defensive player of the year and so on and so forth. So I will do some digging to see if we can come up with that number. I do like that play. I also want to point out that I think everybody should have a Jalen Carter 22-1 defensive player of the year.
I don't think so.
Oh, I disagree because here's the deal. Now he is getting the respect and attention that he deserves. Now people are starting to look at him, maybe not people here because we've known all along, but that this guy is a game wrecker living in the backfield. Did Aaron Donald post up? Again, I'm asking the questions. What were his sack totals?
More than Carter's going to have, I think. But let me take a look. I would guess he was in the low.
Yeah, see, that's my point is like we all knew that Aaron Donald was
he had the one with 20 and a half, but he went 11, 8, 11, 20 and a half, 12 and a half, 13 and a half, 12 and a half.
He won Defensive Player of the Year when he had 11 sacks. I just feel like that is a reputation that you build up over the years, that this guy is so damn good that it takes 2 offensive linemen to stop him. Oh, by the way, he still had 2 sacks in the game, whatever it is. And I'm talking about hopefully a game coming up here for Jalen Carter and the Eagles. But like, this is the year that I think he starts to get a little bit more credit from the voters, and 22-1. But I think more than anything, it's one of those plays that Eagles fans will have fun cheering on. You disagree. Why? What is your big take as far as the flaw with that play? Why would you try to steer me off of that?
Yeah, I think he's just more impactful than the stats will ever say. 6 sacks, 4.5 sacks. I think he's more game wreckery than sack guy. I don't think he's ever going to have 15 sacks or 12 sacks. Like, I think he's probably 10 sack guy maximum. He has 10.5 over 2 years. But I did find the Nolan Smith numbers.
Oh, what do you got?
On DraftKings? Player to have 7+ regular season sacks, minus 145. Player to have 10+ regular season sacks, plus 350. And here's the one. Player to have 12+ regular season sacks, 10-1.
I like that.
I like that a lot. He had 10.5 in his last 16 games. He played 4 of those coming in playoff games where there ain't no garbage time numbers in those. And he didn't even get one in the Super Bowl. So you can't even say he had a garbage time one in the Super Bowl. 10-1 on Nolan Smith to get 12+ sacks. I'll tell you what, Sean Brace, I got money in my account. I'm betting it right now on DraftKings. 10-1.
Yes.
On the horn here.
I just wrote that down. I will be placing that wager post a show. Hopefully that number does not go down after everybody listening to you here on The Gambler. Mark Henry Jr., host of the Tough Cover Radio Show every Saturday, 11-1. It's how you set yourself for success. You listen to, Dick Girardi, Mike Kern at 9, live from Park Sportsbook and Casino. Right into Mark. And by the way, Ryan Coyle and myself will be doing the College Football Rundown show this Saturday at 3:30, followed by Villanova getting their season started against Colgate up there on the main line. So a jam-packed day of programming for us here on The Gambler. All right, real quick as far as where we're at with some props here. Deep dive. We got the season opener here. All eyes on the Eagles and the Cowboys. Mark thinks this is going to be a blowout. I'm right there with them. We're both on 30+ points for the Birds, or over 28.5 for the Birds. 30 will get us some more money there on the plus side. So maybe we want to take a shot at that. When you start to break this game down, and I'm asking you as a man who doesn't dabble too much in the world of props, but you are you do in this game specific.
Yeah.
Then please lay it on us. Where are we looking?
So I will say I'm committing to betting these season long, I think. Okay. But I don't think this week is the best week for them, and I'll explain why. Mm-hmm. But I've said time in and time again all offseason to anyone who listens to Tough Cover, anybody who listens to Chalk Talk, anybody who listens to anywhere I talk about fantasy football, Eagles wide receivers, AJ, Devontae, Dallas Goedert, I've been buying all of the stock I can get in all of them. No team in the NFL will have a bigger improvement in terms of the amount of times they pass the football year to year than we will last year to this year. We were chasing a 2,000-yard season. That's just not going to happen again. 7 of the 8 guys who ran for 2,000 yards lost 800 yards or more the next season. We're naturally going to run the ball less. I think even if he stays healthy, they should run the ball less to keep him healthy and keep him upright. You just signed him to another longer term deal. I don't want to give Saquon 400 and whatever carries that it ended up being, including the playoffs again. So I would like to throw it more. And I think just naturally 20% of top 5 defenses finish top 10 the next season. So you're looking at a defense that's in all likelihood probably not going to be as elite. And we can sit here and say we love all these pieces, we love all the guys, all we want. Every top 5 defense goes into the next year feeling that way. And then 80% of them don't finish top 10. So I don't know if that'll be the Eagles. Of course, I think we're going to finish as the top 10 defense, but I do think they'll regress naturally. And if you look at the schedule, I think there's going to be more shootouts. It's going to be a tough schedule. They're going to be in more close games that are going down to the wire, where we're not just having to sit on the ball and run the clock out for the last 20 minutes of the game, which is what a lot of last year was, and a reason why they passed so much less than the previous seasons, even under this regime. So, having said all that, and having said that, I'm going to invest. I have 7 fantasy football leagues. I have my biggest draft tonight. My highest.
Wait, how many?
My 8th is tonight. My high roller league, my biggest stakes league, is tonight.
You're in 8 season-long fantasy leagues.
It's too many.
Wow.
Too many. But what I will say, well, one of them is our league, which is mostly for fun. It's bragging rights.
Sure, but that is the most. That's the most lopsided number I've ever heard from. So 8. I love fantasy. I know you love fantasy, but 8 leagues, Mark. Good grief.
You said you're in 3. I think that's a great number. I think 3 is a great number. I think 2 to 4 is where everybody should be.
I prefer 2, but 3 is the radio league, so it's not as cutthroat. But we are.
We don't want to come in last. Is really what the radio league's about. That's what the radio league's about.
Especially this year, we got ourselves surprised.
But we don't want to come in first. But it's my 8th league, and I have AJ. I've done 7 drafts so far. I have AJ in 3 leagues. Yes. I have Goddard in 3 leagues. I don't have any Devontae, surprisingly. I haven't ranked really high on my board. It just hasn't felt and hasn't worked out. But I'll be betting AJ and Devontae over on yards every game, I think. This week, that is AJ over 69.5, which he went over in 8 of the 13 games he played and finished last year. And Devontae over 52.5, which he went over in 8 of the 13 games he played last year. So if I'm saying they're going to throw way more this year, and those receivers are going to have better numbers, and they did that in 8 of the 13 games they played last year when we threw like an NFL record low for the modern era, I think I love those numbers. My only issue, like I just said, I think it's going to be a blowout. So my concern is this actually might be a game where we sit on the ball and run the clock out a little bit more like last year. But I'm still going to bet them only 1 unit this week. I think later on against maybe KC in week 2, where I think maybe they'll have to throw a little bit more, I could see me hammering those a little bit more. Not betting this one, but Goddard over 3.5 catches has my eye too. He did that in 7 of the 10 games he finished last year. I'm not betting it, but over 3.5 catches for Goddard has my eye.
How about Jalen Hurts total yards passing 220? I just think under. Like I don't.
Yeah, I'm staying away because of that reason. Yeah, I think in general that over will actually be a good bet this year, but for this game, like I just said, I'm kind of worried that it might be a similar game plan to last year in some games.
All right, that was one that played my mind. It's the last thing I want to do is take an under on anything Jalen Hurts. Yeah, it is. It's just. It's where we're at. As we often say, find something else to wager on. People are telling me take Saquon under, and you laid out some good numbers there. Julian Ed, though, joined me a couple weeks ago saying, yeah, look at the you go in the history of players that have had this season that Saquon type had last year. I think CJ and Derrick Henry had some decent seasons following up, but other than that, it's people just dropping off the shelf. All right, look, a lot to discuss. Love to hear everybody out there. Of course, Thursday Night Football. Let's go. Eagles and boys getting the season started down at Lincoln Financial Field. Somebody picked up the tab. We always give credit where credit is due. Somebody picked up the tab to get SEPTA running post-game. I'll tell you what happened there. Also, Mark Henry Jr., am I out of line by saying that this is the most important series for the Phillies all season long, happening right now in Milwaukee? Give me the answer on the other side. Yeah. He's up in the air on it. We have to dive into some boys out there in Milwaukee. Of course, Red October right around the corner. A lot to get to. And, oh, by the way, Mark Henry Jr. is a man that was out and about on the town last weekend, which is just a couple of days ago. It's been on your timeline. It's been all over the place for the last year, it feels like. But, dude, Oasis at MetLife. And Mark's going to tell us all about it. What was it like to see the Gallagher brothers? Are they twins?
Nah, just brothers.
Just brothers. What was it like to see the great Oasis front and center. Mark Henry Jr. hanging out with me for the first hour. It's the Daily Ticket. Natalie Eganoff's going to join us at 4 o'clock. Folks, big football season. She's got a special announcement. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. More after this.
The Gambler. Philly's home for all things sports.
Hey, Sean Brace here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Listen up. Week 1 starts now. And every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BRACE. That's code BRACE to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL. Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Where hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
The home you worked so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage. To learn how you can turn your home's equity into cash, visit rocketmortgage.com today. Rocket Mortgage, LLC, license of 50 states, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Eagles coach Nick Sirianni says the team will not be on the field for the Super Bowl banner raising tomorrow night, choosing instead to focus on the Cowboys. The Phillies return from a mid-series off day. They'll face Milwaukee again tonight. Aaron Nola takes the ball for Philadelphia, looking for a second straight win. And Dodger star Shohei Ohtani, he made franchise history yesterday when he hit his 100th homer for the team in less than 300 games. I'm Scott Davidson.
NFL Week 1 is here. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SPORTS to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. That's code SPORTS only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Well, you've come to the right place.
Hi.
You're listening to the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace. Right here on Fox Sports Radio. The Gambler.
Wednesday. Hump Day. You remember that commercial? Mike. Love that commercial. Was that Geico? Of course it was Geico. Geico was on a tear. Speaking of commercials, Saquon Barkley, he's on a tear. Is there anything this guy is not being sponsored by right now? He's got his own sandwich at Wawa, Mark Henry Jr. Little Caesars. I mean, he's got himself a brand new Netflix documentary on the man alone. Now, it does involve the Philadelphia Eagles, but he is doing anything and everything, and I have no issues with that. Cash in, baby. You got to strike when the iron is hot. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, so it's pretty easy to understand there. And Saquon is very marketable. Good-looking dude, great at what he does, and just seems like a good dude. So continued success for Saquon, of course, off the field, but we'd like to see it more on the field. Let's keep it going here. As we have a lot to get to, Mark, I do have some rapid-fire questions. I got to get your thoughts on some college football before we get out of here. Natalie's going to join us at 4 o'clock. She's got a special announcement. Really excited about this upcoming football season. But, folks, here's the deal. Yeah. We got ourselves a series happening in Milwaukee right now that has October written all over it. Phillies and Brewers, Brewers and Phillies, 2 division leaders. Yep, back at it tonight in Milwaukee, and the Phillies are turning to Aaron Nola. Nola's been struggling, no doubt about that. But, man, this is a team that he's pitched well over the years. He's 7-2, 2.64 ERA across 14 starts since 2016. So what does that mean right now? Not much, because Aaron Nola, as of late, is who we're going to see tonight. So I'm a little worried about that. But Mark Henry Jr., let's fire up DraftKings. We'll take a look at the numbers here. Really thin. Jose Quintana is pitching very well for the Brewers. Of course, they're getting production across the board from every one of those players that are on the roster. That's why they're one of the best. They have the best record in the National League, I don't think, in baseball. Right now, minus 115, Brew Crew, minus 106 for Nola. 9 is our total. Everybody scored runs 2 days ago. You get a day off. So your thoughts on tonight's game? Of course, Nola getting the start there, Mark. And for my money, with what's at stake, with how much of baseball is left in the calendar year, the season in September, this is an opportunity for the Phillies to continue to take a hammer and chisel away, like they're breaking out of jail, right? And Shawshank Redemption. What do you need that for? I'm just making chess pieces. No. We're hammering away at that overall one spot. Because when it comes to the National League Championship Series, I don't want to go anywhere. I want it to happen at the bank. So that's why right here, right now, it's pretty easy for me to, or pretty easy to understand why I feel this way. This is the most important series for the Phillies right here, right now. And they took game 1, keep it going, stay hot, take game 2 tonight. What do you say about that?
I don't think so, because I don't think the 1 seed matters. All I care about is the top 2. Just get me a 2 seed. So for me, I'm much more focused on the Dodgers than the Brewers. Like, I set up alerts.
Who lost last night to the Pirates?
I set up alerts, and they have Skeens either today or tomorrow. I forget they're playing. They're pit. I know it's Snell Skeens. One of these 2 days. I heard about that. But Dodgers now up 2.5 on San Diego. So looking more and more like it's probably going to be them out of that division. And it's looking more and more 5.5 up on the Mets. Like, we should be able to take care of business there. So I'm so much more focused on that 2 seed. Well, and because we won the first game, if you go lose 2 against Milwaukee, they took 2 or 3 from you in their own house. They've been the best team in baseball. Whatever. But if you win 1, yeah, it helps.
You don't think that, and the Mets are a little bit different because what took place last year in the postseason, but that was something that I think a lot of people were saying, and maybe you were saying, that the PTSD going up against the Mets now, oh my goodness. And I'm not putting words in your mouth. I don't know how you'll feel about that come playoff time, but yes, if they have to go to Citi Field, their struggles are going to be front and center as far as the media is concerned. And for a lot of fans, if they lose 2 or 3 to Milwaukee at this stage of the season, you don't think that could have some ramifications for PTSD potentially?
Nah, it's different because the Mets is such a rivalry and it dates back to last year. I'll tell you what, Sean Brace, if we can get Milwaukee in the NLCS, I don't care if we have to go there. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. I get that they've won a lot of games. Give me the Brewers over dealing with the Dodgers any day of the week. And honestly, people are going to say this is crazy. I know the Brewers are up 6 on them. If everybody's healthy, that Cubs lineup still scares the daylights out of me. So I wouldn't want to deal with the Cubs in a playoff series, although the pitching is not, they don't have the greatest rotation. But I'll just tell you, if we're in the NLCS, I'm fine. I don't care. If we have to go to Milwaukee. Basically just avoid the Dodgers if you can. But, if you have to play the Dodgers, make sure it's at home in round 2.
Best record in baseball for Milwaukee. I do want to put that out there. Very good. And Nola, let's move the conversation to Aaron Nola. You and I are on the same page. Ranger Suarez is the 2 no matter what. Ranger is the number 2 no matter what. Do you no matter what happens over these next 4 weeks?
No
Ranger's your number 2. Okay.
Unless he's Cy Young for a month like he was in April, maybe, but nothing Nola can do.
I agree with that. Now, he struggled in 12 outings, and specifically he's allowing 4 or more runs in 7 of the 12 starts. Recently, since coming off of the injured list, he hasn't exactly been lighting it up either. I just look at tonight as a potential spot for Nola to say, you know what? And again, I think I was probably saying this maybe 2 starts ago for Nola, but we know how good the Brewers are. So, do you feel like that has potential to raise up what we're going to see from Aaron Nola? Or do you think maybe what we've been seeing from Nola is what we're going to get no matter who the opponent is?
Yeah, I expect some more 6 inning, 3 runs. I think that's
good enough for you.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not good enough for the contract, but let's have that conversation at another time. We just need to get competent starting pitching from what is right now our 4th guy. So I'll tell you this though, and I don't bet Phillies games. I haven't been betting any Phillies games pretty much at all. The only guy I'm willing to bet on are Chrissy and Ranger, and I'm not going to bet against the Phillies. I'm not going to bet on Taijuan Walker ever.
I did.
And hey, it worked. They won the game, even though he gave up.
I know. Yeah, I lost. I took Milwaukee in that game. They played baseball until 11 o'clock at night, right? And all I did was parlay it. I didn't do 1-1. I just parlayed it. I took the Cubs, who beat the Braves, to come back 6-2, and then the Phillies, who were getting smoked, they come back and win that game. I parlayed it at +190, took a stab at it, lost. Oh well.
Yeah, but Chrissy and Ranger have been the 2 guys. Jesus and Nola are just 2 up and down right now, and Jesus is the most Jekyll and Hyde pitcher I've ever seen. So I gotta be honest, I don't have any gambling angles on the Phillies because I bet them so rarely. I've been picking my spots with baseball. I like the Astros tonight, plus money against the Yankees. Jason Alexander. George Costanza, but yeah, he's only started 8 or 9 games for Houston. He's got an under 3 ERA, and I feel like the odds make he's a journeyman, I think, but the odds makers don't give him any respect. And Houston in general, the odds makers, I feel like, don't give enough respect. So I've been betting on Houston a lot.
Yeah, the Astros. It is really intriguing when you start to look around the landscape of Major League Baseball and what could potentially be the postseason matchups. And Luke, I got to give him credit because he was the one that brought my awareness to the topic. And man, we could be having a hell of a postseason with some of these teams that are going head to head, specifically Yankees and Sox, Cubs and Dodgers, Mets and Phillies. This could go down as one of the more explosive postseasons we've seen when it comes to brands, right?
Padres, maybe.
Padres, exactly. So, and there's some teams that are leaking oil, specifically right now, the Seattle Mariners.
It's crazy you said that. I just sent a text to my best friend, a big baseball nerd. I was like, the Rangers are 1.5 back. I kind of thought the playoff fields in both leagues were set, to be honest. I thought Seattle was 3-4 up on the next team. You've got Texas 1.5 back, Kansas City 2.5 back, Cleveland's right there. I think I'm missing a team that's also in Tampa Bay 3.5 back. They're right there. So yeah, definitely not wrapped up.
Something along the lines of, I don't want to get this number wrong, but 13 out of the last 19 they've lost. Something really bad for the Mariners. Maybe that might be adding a little bit to it because that seems like that's a really, really bad spot. But as you pointed out, as far as the standings are concerned right now, Seattle in that 3rd and final wild card spot. Texas Rangers 1.5 games out, Royals 2.5, Rays 3.5, and with everything that the Guardians have been going through all season long, losing 2 pitchers to sports gambling, 2 pretty good ones too, 4 games out. They're still in the running right now. Hey, how about Mike Trout and the Los Angeles Angels 7.5? Hey, Mike, great job, man. Great job. Great season for Trout and those Angels out there. They're 7.5 out
Good
of
thing
the
they
final.
didn't sell at the deadline. Can we? I wrote these NFL futures down.
Okay.
Because I thought we were doing awards. So let me run these down real fast.
Let me tee you up here.
Yeah,
Let's get back over to the NFL because these are the official predictions. We wanted to get this out here because, of course, the NFL season gets started tomorrow. So over to the NFL, Mark Henry Jr. I want to get your thoughts on the divisions first.
Yeah.
Where are we at as far as who's winning in the NFC division? Start there.
I'm pretty chalky. I think 7 of the 8 division champions from last year repeating, and I have 7 of the 8 favorites on the board in terms of their division. So a little chalky there. My wild cards get a little wild. But in the NFC, I've got the Eagles. They're minus 145 to win that division. No one's repeated it since, the middle of the Andy Reid era, but I think that ends this year. Packers plus 165. I'm annoyed about the Packers Parsons trade because I love the Packers before the Parsons trade, as everybody knows. They were my pick to go to the Super Bowl before the Parsons trade. So the Packers, I'm all in plus 165 there. I'm annoyed I didn't bet their win total at 9.5. Now it's at 10.5. Bucks minus 120. I actually think that might be worth a sniff on the division. I think they do win that division. And then the Rams is the one team in both conferences that are not a favorite that I'm betting to win the division. So the Niners are the favorite there. I'm going with the Rams to take that division.
All right. Yeah, for me in the NFC, Birds, Rams as well, Packers as well. And I'm not taking the Bucks doing it for 5 straight. They've won 4 straight division titles. I'm going to flip it. Got to go with the Falcons here.
Okay.
I'm going to take Penix, Falcons, and it's just a stab. It's a, look, it won't shock me if Baker and the Bucks are back as the South champions, but I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think Penix is able to get it flying, and I'm definitely on Penix over 19.5 touchdown passes this year.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
AFC division winners. Who you got?
This is chalky as chalk gets. Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs. Give me the 4 repeats from last year.
All right. So the one that I am changing up with you, I am with the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens. It's just so hard. Like, I want to sit here and find value in the West. Are you not going to take the Chiefs? You're going to take the Broncos? No. Are you going to really take the Patriots or the Dolphins? No. So it's real easy to sit here and say, and I think the same thing applies to the Ravens. To the South, yeah, I think that division is up for grabs, and I'm going to go with the Jags.
That's fine. Yeah, I have the Texans at 9-8 winning the division, and I have the Jags at 8-9, Colts at 7-10. You want to tell me any of those teams win it? I think they're all terrible.
All right. To make the playoffs, back over to the NFC wild card. Where you go?
Commanders are in my playoffs. I want to be everybody's in on them regressing. I'm so out on the Giants and the Cowboys. I think it's like 4 wins right there for them. They're the oldest team in the NFL. Something to watch out for. The Lions I have getting in there, sneaking into the playoffs. And the Bears are my one kind of weird one there. I want to get there on Seattle. The longer the offseason goes, my prediction is I think Seattle's going to have a really elite defense. I think they're going to have one of the best defenses in football. And I think if they had Geno on the team, I'd be picking them to win the division and definitely have them in the playoffs. But I have them just missing, giving the nod to the Bears.
A little different here. Commanders, yes. Niners.
Yeah, easy schedule. I'm out. They've lost so many pieces. They've lost so much on defense. But once you go look at that schedule, it's hard to argue with you.
And the Bucks. I got them in the playoffs, so no Lions.
It.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Over to the AFC, who's making the playoffs? Wild card teams?
Chargers.
Ooh, really?
They're minus 130 to make the playoffs. You're the one on the limb if you're saying they're not. Go bet them at plus money to miss.
They just don't strike me as a team. I like Justin Herbert, but
they're a much better roster than they were last season.
Really?
No.
Because of the injury.
Yes.
Right.
What I would say is here's what I just said on my tough cover the other day. Here's where they were as a roster last year with Slater. Here's where they would have been without, if you had Slater on the team with what added this year. I think the improvements that they made this offseason, Marion Hampton's a special talent. I think he's gonna be a monster day one. Trey Harris. I like a lot of the moves they made on defense. They have one of the youngest defenses, a genius defensive coordinator. Harbaugh's great. I think the improvements they made will make up for the Slater injury, but they can't elevate beyond that. They won 11 games last year. I think they basically have a carbon copy of what they did last year. Jim Harbaugh, his second year places, usually takes a big step. I don't think that happens this year, but I don't see them winning less than 10 games.
So your 3 one more time were?
I didn't say the other two. Let's get drunk.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
Raiders and Jets.
Raiders and the Jets. Wow. All right. Why the Raiders?
Hey, I was chalky with my divisions. I was chalky. The Commanders, the Lions, the Chargers, all these teams at minus money. How about the Raiders and Jets? I'm willing to go out on some limbs.
Wow.
The Raiders went from the worst head coach in football and the worst quarterback in football to an aggressively competent pair. Pete Carroll has won 9+ games in 11 of the last 12 years that he's coached. And Geno Smith, his last 3 years, has won 9 or 10 games in each of his last 3 years there. Both are at the very least average quarterback and average head coach. I think both are a little bit better than average. And then not to mention they had the worst running back room and the worst running game in football last year. And I think they literally might have the best running back in football this year.
Genty.
He's
Hopefully that's the case. I got him in one of my 3 teams.
I love him.
All right. I have the
Texans. 5
tonight.
I'm considering him hard.
What are you taking?
I'm picking 5th tonight. I will be considering Genty hard at that spot.
I'd be surprised if you pass him. I would be. I'd be shocked if you do. But yes, he will definitely be one of those options for you. I'm going Texans, Miami Dolphins, and the Cincinnati Bengals making the playoffs, which is a surprise for me. That means no Broncos in the postseason. So everybody's loving Denver. I don't think that they make it.
Have you heard about? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the quarterbacks that the Denver Broncos beat in 2024, the list is astonishing. They beat Baker Mayfield, it's one good quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, Gardner Minshew twice, Derek Carr, Bryce Young, washed up Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, Anthony Richardson, and Carson Wentz with the Chiefs backups were the quarterbacks that the Broncos beat last year. Everybody, Super Bowl. They might do it. They're not going to be. They're going to win 7 or 8 games. But yeah, the Dolphins are going to be bad, I think, is my one problem. And I don't have a problem with the Texans in the playoffs, but I don't think 2 teams can get in from that division. I think that's
interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I like the Texans defense, and I think that CJ Stroud is a quarterback that I would like to have. Not the worst year last year, but definitely not the best year either. I think he's going to improve. Nico is my guy, though. Love Nico. Let's continue to see some more Nico Collins action. I definitely have him in 2 of my fantasy leagues that nobody cares about. All right, who's in the Super Bowl and who's winning?
Packers over Ravens is where I'm going. Now the Eagles are the most likely team to win it. Let's be honest. Let's be real. But I've been saying the Packers since before it was cool. Now I'm going to stick with it. They were the youngest team in football last year. I think they're I think they're absolutely the team that we have to be most concerned about, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL as a whole.
All right. I like that. I'm going Birds running it back over the Ravens. Yeah, I got the Ravens in the Super Bowl as well. I think a lot of people do. That's one thing I'm seeing. It's going to be the Chiefs and Eagles again. Let's just do it. Let's just mark the tape, and we won't be surprised one bit. Hey, look, Friday, you're going to be back on. We're going to be recapping everything on Friday. We'll give your predictions for the awards. We got defensive player, offensive player. We got a lot to get to. Plus, we'll recap all things Birds. And you can hear Mark every Saturday right here on The Gambler from 11 to 1, host of the Tough Cover Radio Show. Nobody better, baby, here to preview all things Birds and boys coming our way tomorrow. Mark Henry Jr., fantastic job across the board as always.
Jalen 21 MVP. Jalen Country, let's ride.
Jalen Hurts MVP. Dude.
We're passing more.
Get the juices going. He's out there to prove all those doubters wrong. I love it. You the man. Mark Henry Jr. once again. Great stuff there. Jalen Country. Let's ride. All right. We keep the fun happening here on The Gambler other side. Natalie Eganoff's going to join us in studio. We got an announcement coming up man, we're doing some big things. It's going to be a lot of fun for us here. Football season, of course, it gets started. Already did start, but tomorrow we're live at Stateside Live with the folks from Green Legion, Quimby and Company. They do it better than everyone out there when it comes to traveling for all things birds. We'll be live outside 1100 Social from 4 to 5:30. I'll be appearing on the show. Of course, we got the Fox 29 stuff happening this year. Really excited to promo that tomorrow. But folks, Saturday and Sunday is where we make our bread. That's where the bets are placed. That's where the fantasy lineups are set. And we are rolling out the roster. So on the other side, Natalie's going to join us, find out how she's going to be involved this football season on the other side. Don't go more after this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Jammed up on 95 southbound from Cottman into the Vine. A vehicle fire takes out the right 2 lanes, left lane squeezing by. Schuylkill eastbound heavy but getting better from Montgomery into Passyunk. A disabled vehicle there has cleared. PA Turnpike westbound's crawling between Ben Salem and Willow Grove. The crash in the left lane. Brendan Joseph, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. The home you work so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage. To learn how you can turn your home's equity into cash, visit rocketmortgage.com today. Rocket Mortgage, LLC, license in 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WDAS and WD273D Philadelphia is Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler.
Birds and boys, as I said, kicking the door in a big way. NFL back in our lives tomorrow. Isn't it crazy? Just last year, that Thursday night football game by a toe. I remember watching it at Avalon, and the Ravens nearly went into Kansas City and stole that game outright. But bottom line is they did cover the number, and I did have that in that game. But the Birds and boys get the party started tomorrow night. There's a lot going on down in South Philadelphia, of course. The Eagles had to put out a statement 2 days ago saying, don't come. Whatever you do, if you don't have a ticket, do not come. But I think they might be changing their tune because we did have something just happen about an hour ago, and we give credit where credit is due. I'm a DraftKings guy, but at the end of the day, FanDuel did step up, and we'll talk a little bit more about that announcement. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not bury the lead here. She's joining me in studio.
Hi.
Natalie Eganoff joining us,
Hello.
of course, a part of the Gambler Gang. And,
yes.
And Nat,
officially, right?
We make it official now. Damn right.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, very cool. We look,
we've been working on this for a while.
We have been working on this for a little while, and have been waiting to come up with the announcement. You know how the powers that be are, right? No matter where you work, it's like, hold up. But here we are.
I'm like
Season
this, and this. You know, I have ideas that everything. But
check the
yes.
boxes, right? But we're gonna knock it out of the park. Bottom line is this: Natalie will be hosting a hour-long show every Sunday throughout the course of the Eagles football season, NFL season, right here on The Gambler. And that we are so excited, A, to have you, B, to add to, of course, our roster. But bottom line is, man, this is going to be so much fun with the Birds and the season that they just had last year, and, of course, expectation. So it's going to be incredible. Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Natalie Eganoff.
Yes, it's going to be, so we're going to call it breakfast before the Birds because, you know, you wake up in the morning.
Yep.
It's a football Sunday. You know, you kind of want to get a routine going. So part of your Sunday morning routine, whether you're in traffic, waiting to get down to the stadium, which, you know, we're going to touch on that.
Yes.
But so there's an option there, you know, or you just want to wake up and, you know, listen to some pregame banter and fun. And we're going to talk all sorts of things. Obviously, the game day matchups. We're going to talk betting lines, all sorts of stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Recipes. I'm cooking up some good stuff, hence the breakfast. So it'll be like, you know, your Sunday morning routine.
Yes.
It'll be great. And we're going to ease ourselves into football Sunday because I don't know, Sean, you know this about me. Like, I'm pretty cool, calm, and collected for the most part.
Okay.
But when I'm not, I'm not. And that's what happens to me on Sundays when the Eagles are playing.
Gotcha.
Right. So it's like we're all going to ease into the day together before, before game time.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. I am really stoked for the fact that we are putting together some great programs heard here every Sunday. It will start at 9 a.m. with the Green Legion crew live from whether it's a home game at Xfinity Light, now Stateside Light, excuse me.
Yes.
It's going to take a little while to get that right. Yeah. Home games right outside 1100 Social, and then road games. Nobody goes into enemy territory like Green Legion, Quimby and Company. So that will happen at 9 a.m. Of course, when they play primetime games, everything changes. But that's our 9 a.m. slot into you for 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And then into myself and Roy Burton, a gentleman that you know very well.
Oh, I love Roy.
Yep.
We're old pals from Birds Outsiders.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the Comcast, not the, were you NBC Sports?
It was
then?
NBC Sports Philly at that time.
All right. So NBC Sports, yes, into 11 to 1 o'clock, a show that we call Countdown to Payout, where, of course, it's in the title. We are trying to get paid with all of the props, the fantasy plays, all that and more. Roy's going to be joining me as my co-host, but it's going to feature a lot of great personalities from the Gambler Gang, and that's going to even hang out too as well and pop in it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really, really excited to be back. I'm really excited to talk to everybody. It's been a while, you know, since I've been able to say hey, here's where you can listen to me. So I'm really fortunate, Sean. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. And with iHeart, everybody here has been awesome. You know, getting to work with like Patty Jackson, Frankie Darcell, you know,
Sing it.
Buster, Rach, you know, Jesse, Nico. Like, it's a really strong squad here.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had a lot of fun so far. So I can't wait to keep the party going. And yay, go Birds. I can't wait.
Well, I want to touch on that, Nat, because the one thing, two things. first and foremost, when you had the opportunity, I see there's a lot of like me and you are like kind of like not the same person, but like who we are and how we operate. Just give us an opportunity and we're going to make the most of it.
Yeah.
So I've seen that the day to day. You have kicked the door down and then some with everybody here at iHeart. So it has been something that we've been working on, but it was easy decision for me. Like, yeah, how do we get Natalie involved? And then the second thing I want to add is exactly what you said. People have been wondering, dude, you are liked. Like you people pull like, yo, that's Natalie. People are always saying something about you, whether you're doing a live spot with Hanks, where you're out and about at the shore. Like people are, is that Natalie Eganoff? Yeah. I often forget that you were on television for how long?
5 years.
5 years
Longer.
You did that show?
I mean, it was about around 5 years, but I run the gamut. That's the thing. Well, some people may be new to me. I've been in this town a long time.
Oh yeah.
Doing sports talk radio for a long time. So that's what I mean. It's
but TV is a whole different stratosphere.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. Obviously, you were at WIP, right?
Yeah.
So that's about as big as it gets in the sports talk radio, no doubt.
Yeah.
But when you do on television, what you did.
Oh, yeah.
That
it was, I would say, so we started, 2018, 18, 19, 20, 21. It was about,
you went
like
through the
4.5 years.
pandemic on that show on television?
Yes. We went through the pandemic.
What the hell did you guys talk about?
Everything. We talked about everything. I mean, anything that you
And
could
this was with Miss
possibly
Anelli.
thinking of. Yes. Yeah, this was with Mikey Miss and
Miss
Tyrone.
Anelli was live during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That is very intriguing to think about.
It was a fun time. I mean, look, it was a really tough time in the world.
True.
So we kind of dedicated those 4 hours to making the most of it because we knew that we had a lot of.
It did 4 hours.
It was 4 hours. It was a lot of listeners. It was a lot of viewers.
I forget
It
this
ended up, it was live streamed nationally at one point. And I don't know if people really know that.
What do you mean?
We were live streamed on Fubo.
Oh, nice.
Nationally.
Okay.
Yeah, which people didn't know. So like if you were in
The clothing brand?
that's Fubu.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. For us, by us.
Yes.
Got it.
No, Fubo, right?
Fubo, yeah.
Was it Tubi? Fubo?
You got Tubi, you got Fubo,
It was
you
Fubo.
got Roku, you
this
got them
was
all.
back. So, and again, this was early streaming, but they streamed us. So like people would be calling us from Alaska. It was crazy. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I mean,
It was fun.
You asked me
We
about.
did like a field of 64 fruit. Like, I mean, I remember the one we did. Like,
Well, he's the one that came up with that idea.
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
So no, but then there were no sports, so we had to get super creative with it.
Yeah,
It was good. It was good radio. I thought we really did, and it was.
But television.
radio.
That's my point. Is you did everything.
Yeah.
That show was all over the place.
Yeah, no, and we didn't really have many breaks either, which was interesting. I mean, we had breaks, but like it was straight, unscripted 4 hours of basically improv with Mike and Tyrone, which was super cool.
We had Tyrone too. I'm not giving him the credit he deserves because he is a personality that was able to.
He
play
was
well
he
off of
was
Mike.
he was fantastic and just very.
But Joe, by the way, I hear he's teaming up with Craig Cart.
Yes. So
Was
I
that
just saw that
announced?
news.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I just saw some lurkings of it on the internets, and I don't want to spoil anything for him.
Good, yeah.
He's still a good friend of
We
mine.
all-
I still talk to the guys, but yeah, sorry, you had me go down memory lane about Mike and Ty.
I just want to bring this up about NBC Sports because at that point in time, first of all, it's putting the pandemic to the side. When you were on that station, how many television sets are shut off on that channel, turn back on, it's on that channel?
Right.
Ton.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Yeah.
Two is all the sports bars, everywhere you go, restaurants, always on it. You
Yeah.
always saw yourself and Mike and, of course, Tyrone.
Yeah.
So that was a huge deal. Like, sports talk radio is one thing, but that television is just a whole nother level.
And what was funny is like, I still to this day forget the magnitude of television. So I forget how many people we actually reached who could see me, again, because I'm like so used to radio. So it was fun. It was a really, really fun time. And I'm grateful to anybody who has paid attention to me since then. So this will be a nice reunion for all of us.
Very excited. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Mike will even come up and pull a chair.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he will. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Oh my goodness. He actually DM'd me a couple months ago.
He did he?
A year ago. And he's like, I just saw your baby girl. What a beautiful girl. And something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Mike's the man. Yeah, he's the best. I actually have pictures of of me
You're
with his
Italian though,
dog.
right?
No, what's funny
Are you
is-
not Italian?
No, I'm not Italian.
I thought you were.
No, I know
Oh.
well, like culturally, yes. I mean, yeah.
So that might have rubbed Mike the wrong way, though. If you were Italian and then you were like, "Oh, culture, I who knows?" But yes, I thought you were Italian.
No, I'm Irish, German, and Scandinavian.
So you're a little of everything. I'm a mud as well.
Yeah. But like, no, but my grandmother, my roots in South Philadelphia are very.
Yeah, you come off Italian. All right.
And Natalie's Natalie's an Italian name.
Okay.
But technically, no. Eganoff. I mean,
And I want to put two G's in your name.
most people do.
Yeah.
They want to.
Yeah, but it's not.
No.
All right. Natalie Eganoff, ladies and gentlemen.
See,
Let's
but like,
go.
it's a good thing because that's where I say like, oh, it's like a breakfast sandwich. That's how I tell people to say my last name.
And now we're going into this show on Sundays.
Exactly. Breakfast. Do you see, Sean? Do you see?
I see the halo and I'm hearing the music happening right now.
There's always a method to my
Yes, I love it. Well,
Yes.
like I said, no BS, cutting right through it. I promise you this. You have a great fan base, a lot of people that care about you and want to hear you and see you. And that's what we're doing here on The Gambler. So Sunday, and let me just be upfront. This is just the beginning. All right.
Yes, it is.
We'll put a little
Again.
bit. Yeah, we got a lot
Yeah.
happening. I promise you that. But we're excited about football season. Of course, Sundays right
Yes.
here on The Gambler. Just keep it locked. A friend of mine, we have a group, and this is surprising too. I just found out Natalie has never played fantasy football.
Yeah, I know. I just
Never. Not one time have you signed up for a team.
no. I
Wow.
I have every intention to every year, but I've actually never done it.
That sucks.
And
I wish we would've-
after a while, like I really haven't gotten that many invites, Sean.
Oh, that breaks my
I didn't
heart.
get any this year. Where was mine from you?
That breaks my heart.
you.
Yes.
Did you invite me?
No, it's a bad job by me.
See?
We have a station one where Mark is and Mark is incredible. He's in 8 teams. He's the commish.
Oh my gosh.
And I just was like, dude, take it, because I got 2 that I'd care about this.
Yeah.
But I have 2 that real money's on the line.
Okay.
I got one that's a big one, and I
Yeah.
got one that I've been participating with Man Young Friends since 2008, 7,
Right.
whatever it was.
Do you have like those crazy traditions and stuff like that? Like if somebody loses?
No, we don't.
No.
But the station one,
Oh,
we are.
God.
Yeah.
What is that? I can't even imagine.
Well,
I know the harebrained schemes you guys try to come up with.
I just saw a video the other day. It was like this dude. I got to put that out. I got to tweet that out. This comedian, this young dude who's really good. His name is Chris Barnes. Look him up on Instagram.
Okay.
Hysterical about paying off fantasy losses. And it's just some of the drastic ones where he's like, yeah, I'm going to go get beaten by the cops right now. I took last place in the fantasy league. It's stupid stuff like that. So I got to tweet that out there. But we decided to roll out 5 minutes open mic comedy.
Okay.
And Tim O'Keefe, who I love Tim, but Tim is, a little bit absent when it comes to The Gambler. He's got a family life. He used to do stuff for us.
Yeah.
And I loved him, and I would never exclude him. He wants to be a part of it. He's in the text group.
Okay.
Loved him.
Yeah.
He took last.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, you ready to do this? And we never did it.
Yeah.
He claims he's going to do it still,
Yeah.
but we're starting a new season. Anyway, so we put the last place stuff to the side, and I got a toilet bowl trophy
Yeah.
that's going to the last place. So you don't have to do any comedy or get arrested or get tased. You just get now a toilet bowl of a trophy. Yes, it's ridiculous. So we got a belt for the champion, a toilet bowl trophy for last
Well,
place.
that's it. Look, that's what I said.
So
That's why
stupid.
I asked.
So stupid.
Some people do like really crazy things, though.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Like Waffle House.
Waffle House, or
eat
like
a pancake, get an hour
wearing
off.
something insane, or like eating something insane.
Beers.
Yeah.
I saw one dude just drinking
Yeah.
beer. Yeah, which whatever. But oh no, it's for a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It's for bragging rights. And the 2 other leagues I'm in are like money and I want to win. And but the Gambler League is fun. But it's just surprising to me because you are a diehard sports fan. You're a diehard Birds fan, and
Well, you know how many invites I got this year?
that breaks my heart.
None, Sean.
You know what else broke my heart the other day?
You know, I get maybe it's because of the perception. See, perception isn't everything.
You're right about that. You know, my daughter started kindergarten last week.
Oh, Yay!
Day one.
Yeah.
I go, Kendall, what'd you do at recess? And she's like, I swung on the swings by myself. I was like, no!
See,
I'll go out there and kill me.
See, she's me.
Like,
She
broke my heart.
wait 36 years. She's gonna be like, Dad, nobody invited me to their fantasy league.
Oh man,
that's me.
Oh, I'm telling you, I melted to the floor, and I was like, dude, I'm about to go pay somebody's kid to like go swing. Night.
That is sad.
It was day one.
I was crying about this water buffalo named Rufus that I was reading about on the internet. Who was like, nobody liked Rufus, and the other cows didn't interact with him. But then they made them friends. I don't know. Like, you just see these crazy things on the internet.
Yes.
I'm like, why am I crying about this water buffalo? I was just reading about the Eagles.
So dumb. I love
I
it.
literally
It
was like Eagles hype video, and then it was heart wrenching.
It's the algorithm.
Yes,
It's got you.
It's got me.
All right. Well, I know one thing that does have you, as we've been bloviating here, having some fun. Of course, this number one announcement. Natalie's with us here every
yes.
Sunday. Let's rock and roll. But let's talk some birds. We get the party started tomorrow. This number continues to climb. That we're up there around 8.5, 9-point territory.
Yeah.
Of course, no Micah Parsons. I don't see how the Cowboys are going to stop the Eagles on defense, but easier said than done.
Yeah.
When it comes to wagering, let's put the number to the side. What are your expectations tomorrow? What's let's just say, what are the Eagles going to get to in your mind? Are they scoring 21? Do you think they're throwing up a 40 spot? Are they as dominant as they were at the end of the last year? What do you think we're going to see tomorrow?
Well, what's funny is it's like, that they have been game planning probably all summer, all season long for the Cowboys with Micah Parsons.
Very true.
So my thought now is they're going to have to basically, it gives them more opportunities, obviously. So I'm really intrigued to see what they decide to do, especially now because of all the wide receiver options that Jalen has, in addition to AJ Brown. There's this new guy, Darius Cooper, who everybody's kind of singing his praises, the undrafted guy, who from Texas. And so I'm intrigued to see what they do with the offense. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe 28, maybe 30, okay. 28.
It's funny you say that. The team total for the Birds is 28.5.
Yeah.
So you would take the under on the, no, I kid. Yeah, 28. I think they're going to get to the 30 spot. Let's just
30. Yeah.
I think they get to 30.
Yeah.
And that's why we were talking about the team total. And,
right.
And I think that's a good angle for people that want a little
action.
I'm
just thinking, the action. And then if you you think about the way Jalen executes, it's like, he doesn't necessarily always throw long, but he's kind of that short yardage passage guy, I think. And now that he has more weapons, that's what I'm saying, receiver wise.
That and people have been doubting him.
Right.
What's the matter?
And obviously there's Saquon. So it's like he has a whole arsenal. But I think we'll see if he gets a little fancy. He likes his new quarterbacks coach. So I don't know. He called him wise. And I'm like, that's a really, really good.
Ooh,
yeah. Yeah. I like that.
I don't think anybody's ever said I was wise.
Right. And if somebody was describing you as wise, that person's coaching you.
Yeah, there you go. That's
you, a wise one.
Yes, exactly.
No,
they would just say Bryce has just got the energy. He's a rah guy.
So I'm hyped to see. What Jalen decides to do. What they decide to do with Jalen.
Speaking of Saquon, can he add another endorsement deal to his resume?
They're scaring me.
Little Caesars, Wawa.
No, I don't. Too many endorsement deals scares me. I think it's bad juju.
He's got the the Amazon Prime documentary that was just announced today.
Yeah,
he's really cashing in.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue.
It's Scorsese.
Yeah, it's Scorsese. I can't wait to see
it. It's like Goodfellas. All these magnificent works of cinematic art.
Yeah,
Saquon.
Departed, and then
of course.
Yeah. Let's bring in Saquon. Well, look, I think. One thing that the Eagles need to think about, and it's not going to happen tomorrow because you got to kick the door in and get that victory. But Saquon was used a ton last year, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm intrigued to see what they do.
Yeah,
offensively, trying to balance out his workload.
Have to. It's got to be on the top of mind.
We all know that running backs historically in the NFL, I mean, luckily most of them make it past 3 years? Like that's a good life for a running back in the NFL. And then you think about his history, which I don't like to bring up because we were blessed last year. I felt like the ground was sacred.
Very true.
Right. And I mean, it wasn't MetLife turf. So there's that whole thing as well.
I like that.
But also, you don't want to overdo it with him. So he has more weapons now. So I'm intrigued. I really, really am. I'm excited.
I just saw the official artwork by the Eagles.
Okay.
And it was by the young lady who does everything, who's so talented. What's her name? I forget her name. She's on socials at DSAR.
I love her stuff. Deshwani
she's so good, but they put that out there. And get your popcorn ready. Very cool. So, look, as we're getting a little bit closer, I saw a hype video earlier today. We're starting to get the juices going, but tomorrow is going to be incredible.
I know. I think that's why I'm in that state where I'm like, okay, we're on the precipice.
How much you sleeping tonight, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to try and get a good night's sleep because we have a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a very, very busy. It's going to be busy for everybody, but right here on the Gambler and iHeartRadio Philadelphia. And of course, Green Legion, we are going to be at Stateside Live, rocking and rolling starting at 4:00, but even earlier than that. Buster from Q102 is broadcasting live down there. iHeartRadio will be at Jetro with the No Fly Zone folks. It's going to be incredible. We are going to be all over that place. Now, a big deal came down the pike about 2 hours ago, and we like to give credit where credit is due. I am a DraftKings guy, but shout out to FanDuel because they have stepped up, according to PhiladelphiaEagles.com right here, to provide resources to help fully restore service on SEPTA's Broad Street line for Thursday so that Eagles fans can safely and efficiently get to and from Lincoln Financial Field for the home opener. SEPTA will run regularly scheduled subway trains plus sports expressways, blah, 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 before and after the game. All right. So all of the details will be wherever you get your SEPTA information, but PhiladelphiaEagles.com has a nice write-up as well. But shout out to FanDuel for making that happen.
That was going to be as a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will.
There wasn't going to be a SEPTA train leaving the station.
Or
leaving after the game.
The thought of it actually, when you think of the magnitude of how many people that impacts, it's unreal. Yeah. And as somebody who lives in that area and can just hop on the subway and take it 3 stops, and then it's like, oh wait, not only are there going to have less trains, at a certain time there's going to be no trains, and this is there's only so many ways to get to the stadium.
Yeah.
If you don't want to drive down there.
Well, how many?
And
Let's name them.
It's the subway.
Moped?
That's it.
Scooter. You got the
those Indigo bikes,
which I see.
Which I don't even know if there's an Indigo bike stand, even if you did want to dock up on one of those.
I have been seeing kids younger and younger on these motorcycle bikes.
Did you hear me earlier? I said I wish I could get a Vespa.
No, I didn't.
I would just zip around.
I had something similar to that a few years ago, way back in the day when I didn't have any kids, and I just bought this off of Facebook Marketplace for $500. I love that thing.
What, you had a motorized scooter?
It was similar to a Vespa, very similar. And then all of a sudden something went wrong, and I tried to fix it, and I could not, and I just I gave up. I had it for 2 years. I love that thing. But the kids these days, are whipping around on motorized bikes, and all I'm saying to myself is, you know what? Back in my day,
I know.
You had a motor, and it was 2 legs.
It was 2 legs. I know.
We did.
And sometimes you'd put playing cards in the wheels to make it sound like it was motorized, right? Did you do that in the?
No. How old are you, Nat? Come on, Nat.
87. I told you.
Kyle Fisher checked in. He said traffic is horrible down there with SEPTA. Without it, would have been an absolutely chaotic scene. He is so right about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a big advocate for walking in general, just for health reasons. So I was going to say you could always walk. It's really not too far from City Hall. It's a bit of a.
Wait, whoa! Time out.
It would have to be a
hall, dude. I did that after Metallica. I walked from Lincoln Financial Field to City Hall to get an Uber, and it was absurd.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's had to do it at least once.
Yes.
Once or twice, because It happens more often than not that
Yeah.
sometimes you're stuck down there and you're like, well, I guess I gotta rely on the old 2 feet to
I-
get me where I need to go.
I tried to fit in the car to get home, and I knew that I was the odd man out. I said, all right, I'm
No.
walking. Yeah. Well, I knew going into it.
That there was a chance.
Yep. And then after the show was over, I said, I'll go to Live Casino. And the
Right.
worst part about this was like Comedy of Errors, and it's like my
Was
life.
this recent comedy? This recent Metallica
Correct.
show?
And I go, I'm gonna go to Live Casino, and then my license was expired.
No. So
I
they didn't let you in.
Couldn't get in. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
My phone was dead. I couldn't get an Uber.
So what did you? So you had to walk?
I literally had to walk, and then
Why didn't you? What time was it? Really late?
Yeah, it was like midnight,
Okay,
and I
I was
ended
gonna
up-
say you couldn't find a charger.
And I ended up going to a local bar that was right there downtown.
Uh-huh.
And I asked if I could charge my phone. A young lady put it behind the bar, and I ordered up an Uber.
Wow.
But yeah, it was ridiculous.
That sounds like something that would happen to me. Though,
It's my
Sean, So
life.
I get it.
It
Same.
is- it
It's
is
okay.
my
I
life.
totally get
It is my life. I am the
That
worst
would-
at that.
If I called my family and told them that, they'd be like, "Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds about right."
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Checks out. I told you. Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
But hopefully, no, but not this
Yes.
season. We're gonna get down there. We're gonna be down at the link. Everything's gonna be smooth sailing.
We will be rocking and rolling tomorrow. Can't wait to be all over
Even if
it.
we have to walk.
Yes, which could very well happen. All right, one more before you get out of here, Nat. We're going to
Yes.
extend it here. Phillies and Brew Crew. I was
Nice.
amazed that the Phillies were able to win that game 2 days ago.
I just
How?
I'm still I went with Mike Powers to Citi Field last week.
Oh yeah,
Did you know that?
I did know that.
Okay.
And the Phillies lost
And
that game,
the
right?
Phillies lost that
Yes, they
game.
got
That was the 13-3 game.
Ugh.
So but I got there right before the Mets popped off and put 10 runs up on them.
Nice.
So I was like so scarred from that experience. And then they dropped the next 2 games. Then they come back, have a magnificent offensive display. Schwarber,
4 bombs. yeah.
insane.
Yep.
So like I'm just at that I'm at that place with the Phillies as well, where I'm trying to temper because I was losing my mind and like quitting baseball and like cursing them to the high heavens last week. And which I said I was not going to do this year, but I think September is an appropriate time to, let the hinges off.
Yeah, it's
Don't you agree?
It's time to absolutely let it go. That anything you've been hanging on to. I said that this is the most important series all
Yes.
season long.
Yeah.
Now they're the 1 and 2. As long as you get one of the top 2 seeds, you are.
We're
of
going to
course,
be fine.
hopefully, yeah. But
you
I want the
never know.
Hey, look, let's keep chipping away. Get that one spot.
That's what I'm saying. And like, that's what like dropping those games against the Mets. Why?
Oh yeah.
How and why?
Mets-
Like, I'm still not over it, which should just speak volumes about how I feel about this approaching playoff series, like a playoff run.
We have
Fingers crossed.
an unbelievable stretch here in September with everything Eagles getting started. College football here for us.
You
but
can see where I'm at with the Phillies already.
the Phillies, yes. The
I
Red
can't do it
October.
again, Sean. I can't do it again.
They're going to win the East. That is a lock.
I mean,
There's
I can
math-
and I will
Yeah.
because we will.
Yeah.
But after the last 3 years, like we know how this goes.
Yeah.
I don't feel like going that way.
It's unfortunate with Wheeler going down.
That
was a
I mean that
tough
like
loss.
like my heart is broken.
But this lineup, as long as they're hitting the baseball heading into
Yeah, but will they? Won't they? We don't know. We never know.
that's a good call.
We never know what team we're getting.
But are you sold on the Brewers? Are you sold on the Mets? Are you sold on the Dodgers?
No.
Every team has their flaws.
Maybe Dodgers more, I guess, than anybody.
Yeah, Dodgers are good. We know
But-
they're going to put it together.
Yes.
Well, that's the beauty of it. And this is the time where to make a legend of yourself, right? To extend that legacy. And who knows what Kyle Schwarber will do this year? Does he have a bunch of home runs stored up for that postseason run? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully Harper is ready to step. Hopefully last year is registering for these guys, right?
Yeah, I was. But I was hoping that last year, the year before, would register for them, and that didn't really seem to click either.
Well
and it
said.
kind of carried over from the year prior to that too. So
Well said. Yeah. I'll take a look. And selfishly, Mark was
open up
saying,
Pandora's box with me about the Phillies if you want.
NLCS, get there, and we are having some fun because that was an unbelievable run. a couple years ago when they made the World Series. We want them to get over the top and win that championship, no doubt about it. But I just want an extended Red October run, and let's have some.
There's like the air is different in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. The air is different right now. It's beautiful.
It
It's
is.
football
It is.
season.
You can tell it's football season.
Do you like Kenny Chesney?
I'm familiar with him.
Get to know this song, Nat.
Okay, should I? I'm not really a country gal, not gonna lie.
It's the boys of fall, Nat.
Oh, I know this
All
one.
about football
Okay.
season, baby. And
I
it's
gotta listen
here.
to it.
Break out the helmet and shoulder pads. Football season is here. Nat, can't wait. Every Sunday right here on The Gambler.
That's right.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And as I said, the hour show, yes, but we're going to be live for the next two. So I know you'll be popping in on that as well. Trust me, the Gambler Gang is ready to go for football season. Natalie's joining the squad. She has been with us for a little while now, but officially starting not this Sunday, the following Sunday.
Yes.
That the Eagles
Chiefs game.
Yes, Eagles Chiefs.
Yes.
We will be live in the morning. And
Barbecue.
Nat, you're the best. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow down at the link.
Yeah, that's right. Go Birds.
There she is. All right. The daily ticket rolls on. 5 o'clock hour, we got Football is King. 6 o'clock. How about this? The first Mark Ferrante, head coach of Villanova football, the Coaches Show coming your way. Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. You can catch all of that right here on The Gambler at 6 p.m. Home of Villanova football and of basketball. Don't touch that dial. More from me on the other side.
And it's knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess.
The Gambler. Philly's home for all things sports gambling. It's the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace. 3 to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Oh, now the timeline was out in full force as expected. Anytime someone shows up with that much hype, the Manning last name and the fanfare, people aren't exactly going to be fair online. But let's cut through it. Was Arch Manning as bad as he looked on Saturday? Unfortunately for me, yes. He wasn't the number one overall pick I had pictured in my mind. From the first row to the last, he looked shaky and off. Sure, Matt Patricia fooled him, the great Matt Patricia, but I'll give more credit to the Buckeyes secondary than anything else. Still, this was the guy who entered the year as the Heisman favorite, a lock to most for the top overall pick, and the quarterback expected to carry Texas into the championship game. After one start, I'm sure there are plenty of people that would love to walk those bold predictions back.
If you can wager on it, we're talking about it right here on The Gambler.
My station, baby.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
It's a 20-minute jam on 95 southbound from Cottman down to the Vine. A vehicle fire is off on the shoulder. All travel lanes are open. Northbound 95, it's stop and go as well from Girard into Bridge Street. Vine Expressway eastbound jamming river to river. Westbound from Broad Street back to the Schuylkill. Schuylkill eastbound, it's heavy from the Blue Route to Belmont. Then you jam from the Boulevard to the Vine. Westbound Schuylkill's heavy from University to the Vine. They're sluggish from Gladwin out to the Blue Route. Boulevard northbound getting pretty heavy from the Schuylkill up to Broad. In New Jersey, 55 southbound at jams from Deptford down to Pittman, Winona. That because of a vehicle fire taking up the right lane. Brendan Joseph, Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. This Labor Day at Lowe's, get up to 40% off select major appliances, plus get next day delivery on hundreds of appliances. Valid on eligible in-stock orders through 9/10/25. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. subject to product and driver availability. Fees based on purchase. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at public.com. Go to public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at public.com/disclosures.
This is Ben Green with Lenovo Legion, and I'm inviting you to come check out the Legion Gaming Cube at the iHeart House of Music on September 19th and 20th. It's part of the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas. It's your chance to test your gaming skills on the best PCs anywhere. Go head-to-head with players at the event, all live streamed from the first ever Lenovo Legion Cube. The Cube is part gaming zone, part creative playground, and it's all powered by Lenovo Legion. So come find us at the House of Music, and if you're not already a member of the Legion gaming community, you can sign up now for free at gaming.lenovo.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com. Daily Ticket with you here. 5 o'clock coming up. We have Football is King. Ryan Beefcoil and Nick McClay are right here on The Gambler. 6 o'clock, head coach Mark Ferrante back in the mix for another season. And Villanova Coaches Show right here, doing it strong for the past couple of years. Talking football with head coach Mark Ferrante, presented by Bud Light from Chickies and Pizza Malvern. It's coming your way at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. I ended up, so let me just bring this in if I could. You can't really see it. Somebody told me, I got 2 comments like 2 weeks ago in like back-to-back days. And I haven't been like sleeping great, but I've been sleeping all right. But I definitely noticed, like, man, I'm getting like the droopier eyes more than ever. Now I'm an old buck. I get it. And these things happen. Father Time's undefeated. But I said, should I do something? And I'm not getting shot up with Botox or anything like that. At least not yet. But, and I don't even know if you could do that there, I guess, right? But I ended up getting this cream. And my wife was killing me. She's like, oh, yeah, that's the holy grail, the cream that you buy, you know, whatever. but I feel like it's working. I've been only using it for about like a week and a half now. And the reason why I just brought it up now is because like this stuff is not thick, but you can feel it. And like it's always there constantly. Like if you just touch it, which I probably shouldn't be doing, you can feel that moisturizer working. So I'll let you know in like a week or so, 2 weeks or so, a month down the road if this stuff is working. And maybe I did find a holy grail. You never know. You never know. I'll let you know. You know what else I'll let you know, kids? I made a phone call. Yeah, today. I got 2 kids. I don't want any more. So you do the math on that one. Not I don't want any more. I feel bad saying it like that. But the time has come for me to visit the doctor and get that procedure done. A little snip. Made the phone call today. Man, this is one for the boys out there. This is one that hits home, right? Like if you've been through it, I salute you. For some, it's easy. Like, no big deal. Give me, doing March Madness. Give me the bag of peas. I'm good. For others like myself, I'm like, whoa, do I have to? What? Yeah. And it's really hard to ask that question to your wife, who's been through multiple procedures, including giving birth to 2 children. And it's like, wait a minute. Is there something you can do? No, I suggest you don't bring that up like that. But made the phone call today, boys and girls. Yeah, I deserve a little bit of a roaring round of applause. I'm angling to do it during the bye week. How about that? I said if I can miss a day or two, why not? Snip the boys when I got a week off from Eagles action. I did actually pitch the idea of March Madness because I was like, wait a minute, that seems like something that'd be good for March. My wife's like, you want to wait till March? Okay, we could play that game. I'm like, whoa, timeout. Not a 20 either. I need the full. Give me the full. All right, acting up here on the way out. We're a fun show today, man. A great show and a lot that we had going on earlier today. With Mark Henry Jr. He sat in for the full hour. And we went over just real quick. I will jab you with our official predictions from the standpoint of wagering on division winners and wild card teams. And it's real tough because here's the big question I would have for anybody out there. Give me the upset from a division winner. What I mean by that is when you look at the AFC West, tell me the upset. Tell me you're not picking the Chiefs. Who are you going with? The Broncos? Really? You going with the Raiders? Really? When you look at the AFC North, wait, you're not going with the Ravens? Okay, who? Oh, the Cincinnati Bengals who haven't made the playoffs the last 2 years, whose defense is terrible. Okay, sure. Pittsburgh with Aaron. The issue that I had was I'm falling into the favorite trap, and it was something that Mark came out from the jump with. It's like, dude, I am chalk with my division winners. A lot of repeat performances. I'm right there with them. I have 2 different division winners from last year. And they are from both the South. In the AFC South, I have the Jags winning at plus 270. I think that division is up for grabs. I'm a Texans fan. I like CJ Stroud a lot. D'Amico, of course. There is a ton to like about that defense. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence and a little bit of the unknown. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. He's got to show it, though. He needs to raise it up because the excuses are not going to be there this year. You got yourself your head coach. I'm sure he had input on that, the hiring. He is an offensive-minded coach. Duval, stand up. I took the Jags plus 270. Titans, stop it. Colts, get out of here. It's a 2-horse race. Texans, Jags, give me the Jags. And in the NFC South, are you aware that the Tampa Bay Bucks have won 4 straight division titles? And if they win this year, like that's rare air to win 5 straight division titles. And I'm not buying it. So I took the Falcons at plus 220. And I'm not here to argue either. Like, it's a long shot. It's a future play. But I challenge you to give me some other division that you are not going to take the favorite or the team that ended up winning it last year. Now, it is a little misguided with that statement there, because the Rams are not favored to win the West, but they did win last year. So I'm looking at the Rams doing it again, even though they're the underdogs here, plus 200. I know some people are concerned about Stafford's health, and I'm not here to tell you don't be, but like, if there's one thing we know about Matthew Stafford and his playing career, he's a tough SOB. And if he's putting on the uniform, putting on the jersey, putting on the shoulder pads and the helmet, practicing, he's going to be out there. And from a man who's had the epidural procedure, it's not much. To each their own when it comes to back pain, no doubt about that. But I think we all have to agree that a guy like Matthew Stafford has a pretty high pain threshold, and that tolerance will be okay, or something that will come in hand when it comes to suiting up on NFL Sundays. So I got the Rams doing it again in that division. But it's like, tell me who you got in the East if it's not the Bills. Tell me who you got in the North. Although, again, that falls into that category as well. I apologize. The Packers are favored at this point in time. They weren't favored 2 weeks ago when we were talking about this, given our picks for that division. I do have a parlay that is put in already with some better odds from the Packers a couple weeks ago. And, oh, by the way, did take them winning the division as well. But right now, the Lions are plus 190 behind the Green Bay Packers are plus 165. Again, that's a tough division. Could we see the Bears shake it up, steal a couple games from these teams? Yes, including game 1 against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. I absolutely believe that. We'll see how it plays out, but give me the Go Pack Go to get the job done in the North this season. A lot of fun on today's show, but don't touch that dial. We're not done. Jam-packed 5 o'clock hour coming your way, including Ryan Beef Coyle and Nick McClay with Football is King. They talk college and they talk NFL. They do it all. Spreads, props, fantasy plays, and more. Football is King, ladies and gentlemen. That comes your way on the other side. Then at 6 o'clock, we head out to Chickies and Pete's in Malvern for the head coach, Mark Ferrante, for Villanova football. Another season of Mark Ferrante Coaches Show. So we're really excited about that. And it was, like I said, it was a fun show. Natalie Eganoff, of course, going to be live with us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Breakfast Before the Birds, followed by Countdown to Payout with yours truly and the Gambler Gang and Roy Burton. And then shout out to Mark Henry Jr., who you can hear every Saturday morning right here on The Gambler from 11 to 1, the Tough Cover radio show. I'll tell you what, we're doing it, putting it together, and it's going to be a great football season. We're going to be all over the place, Powers Productions and more. But tomorrow, here's what we got. I do want to plug this before I get out of here. Julian Edlow in his normal Thursday spot at 3 p.m. And, oh, by the way, we're going live at noon tomorrow, 12:30. Julian and I will be live on the Gambler socials, previewing all things Eagles and Cowboys NFL Week 1, recapping what took place as far as college football, and looking ahead to some of those plays for the weekend. Julian will be live with me via the streams or via socials tomorrow at 12:30. Good lunch break material there. And then at 3 o'clock, running it back if you missed it right here on The Gambler, taking us in to 4 o'clock with Green Legion Radio live from Stateside Live outside 1100 socials. So that's coming your way. Jam-packed day of programming tomorrow. And then Friday back at it, recapping, hopefully, an Eagles victory. All right, that was a lot, and hopefully you were taking notes. If not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. But coming up next, Football is King. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Go Phils. Take game 2 tonight. All right? Make Milwaukee think twice about when they have to play the Phillies come postseason. Enough about the Mets. How about you start making other teams think about you? That's the challenge. Aaron Nola on the mound. Give them some run support, and I think they come away with the game 2 victory. Tough opponent, though. We'll see what Milwaukee has. Everybody, good luck on your plays. Football is King is next.
Dan Patrick, 9 to noon.
Brett Brown joins us.
Colin Cowherd from noon to 3.
The Sixers are amazing.
And the Daily